Mario Kart has reached its final form. I know there's still more to come, bonus tracks and characters to be added and such, but what I mean is that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is prime Mario Kart. At its core, it's the perfect Mario Kart game, and consequently the most perfect racing game in general. But before I tell you why I think that is, let me just get a couple of minor gripes out of the way. And by minor gripes, I mean gripes about minors. Because the biggest complaint I have about Mario Kart 8 is the amount of babies in the character roster. Too many babies, 7 out of 10. Also, of all the weird and wonderful characters and creatures of the Mushroom Kingdom, who exactly was crying out for Pink Gold Peach? I might also add that the once perfect selection of circuits has been somewhat muddied by the addition of tracks from the mobile version Mario Kart Tour. It could just be my negative bias towards mobile gaming, but many of those courses feel a bit lackluster. Also, real-world locations. England. Ugh. But that's it, done. Just an itty bit of nitpicking. Trivial quibbles, really. Because the bones of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are solid gold. And it's arguably the best entry in one of Nintendo's most beloved and highly regarded series. If there ever was a system-selling game for Wii U, it would be 2014's Mario Kart 8. It took the already winning formula of adding go-karts to Mario and finessed it something fierce. This time the wonderfully chaotic racing action goes anti-grav, with courses corkscrewing every which way with a wanton disregard for the laws of physics, but in a fun way. It brought back bikes and introduced ATVs. And it gave us the horn, so we could finally defend ourselves against those pesky blue shells. And now, nearly 10 years on and enhanced for Nintendo Switch, the deluxe version remains the most polished and well-executed Mario racer of all time. And there's some significant upgrades here that make 8 Deluxe the best incarnation of Mario Kart. Firstly, just look at it. It's bloody gorgeous. Mushroom gorgeous. The bold character models and bright shiny karts. From sunny warm tarmac to glowing neon rainbow roads, it's a timeless presentation. Even in this modern day era of playing 4K PS5 RTX on with ASS out, it still holds up amazingly well. The vibrancy and charm of that Nintendo art direction is so striking in HD, here in this deluxe Mario Kart 8. Very good graphics. But we're going to need some sounds to go with those visuals. So how are they? Oh yeah, also awesome. The soundtrack is as energetic as ever. Lively orchestral and jazz arrangements performed live by some of the best session musicians working in Japan. The Nintendo House Band is not what they're called. Should be though. But there's more than just very good graphics and catchy tunes. This is the whole nice package, because MK8D, that's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I just abbreviated it there to save time, because MK8D, did it again, plays as good as it looks and sounds. The handling is tight and driving feels weighty and responsive so as to feel instinctive. It's easy to grasp yet demanding enough to require skill. Drifting and boosting is incredibly satisfying, the Mushroom Kingdom flying past you in crisp 60 frames per second as the sense of speed translates awesomely through your thumbs up into your brain hole and makes you feel all nice inside. And nothing beats the feeling of turbo boosting through the pack to steal first in the final stretch. And equally, nothing hurts as much as taking a trio of red shells right up the Jackson on the finish line and being demoted to 12th in the blink of an eye. But it feels balanced in this way and accessible, with fun to be had by players of all experience levels and enough auto assist options that even toddlers can compete. The fundamentals of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are so polished that you could turn off all the items and still enjoy the high-octane racing experience without any calamity. Be a weird thing to do, but I'll allow it. Anyway, all this together, the amazing visuals and superb score, the tight controls and frantic pace make for a sensory overload and a gameplay experience that is unforgettable. And that's all without mentioning the secret ingredient, Nintendo's special sauce. Nostalgia, TM. Mario Kart encapsulates all things Nintendo strive for in their games. Family fun, colourful characters and memorable music, and usually a good amount of nostalgia. And Mario Kart 8 distills all those things so well. It would be an understatement to say there's a great many people that have a happy memory attached to playing a Nintendo game. And for me, it's the Mario Kart series that has forged the strongest bonds. I've been lucky enough to experience many of them over the years from the very first SNES title, and each one holds its own special significance. And now thanks to Mario Kart 8's perfect implementation and greatest hits collection of courses, all that past joy is amassed in a single game. For me personally, it feels like the carefree fun of days gone by is built into the foundations of this game, like a Mario Kart museum of good times. It's pretty sweet. But all of this leads to the big question: what will they do next? Because this to me feels like a high watermark for Mario Kart. I feel like anything they might do would just be screwing with a winning formula. And that's probably a dumb thing to say in the face of Nintendo's boundless creativity, but the series seems like it's attained perfection to me. Certainly in how it feels to play anyway. Obviously everyone's got their preferences when it comes to courses and characters and such, but given how Nintendo's backwards compatibility proposition isn't the strongest, there's always the risk of losing all this amazing content to the ether. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has essentially taken 10 years to get to the state it's in now. And it kind of bums me out to think that Mario Kart 9 might potentially start from scratch again, with content spread out over time. And I haven't got the patience for that, or the cash. That said, I am really intrigued to see what they do next. In the same way that I'm dying to find out where Smash Bros goes next, after development on Ultimate finally finished, with the roster of fighters in the thousands, and the incredible inclusion of every Fire Emblem character ever. The next Mario Kart faces a similar predicament. Where do you go with a franchise that has reached its peak? The only way is down. Incidentally, in the early days of 8's development, there was talk of attaching drills to the front of karts and allowing drivers to burrow into the tracks for subterranean racing, but it was ditched. I suppose there's a possibility they might return to that idea and take things in a bold new direction, like what Breath of the Wild did with the Zelda franchise. But Mario Kart's just racing. I mean, what else can you do with it? You can't really make it open world, can you? Oh shit.